Here's what so few of us understand. Men fall in love by accident. They go out into the world to find sexual access and fall in love by accident, fall in love along the way. Women, on the other hand, we go into the world to fall in love and find ourselves having sex along the way, find ourselves actually being intoxicated enough to have sex along the way. This is how men and women are wired. Men are not fuzzy, bigger women. They're very different and they go for something different. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what are the feminine little traps that you can create and be aware of and be present to and move in such a way that a man who was just looking to get laid, I know girls, a man who was looking to get laid starts to think to himself, maybe, just maybe, I need to stick around for this particular woman. I know that you want to be that girl. So if you want to be that girl, I suggest you watch till the end because I've got a special little surprise for you that I will give you at the end of this video. Let's get into it. Soft boundaries that are clearly enforced. I have a reel on my Instagram where I teach you ladies how to give soft boundaries. Boundaries are not lectures. Men do not respond to a lecture about what you will or will not accept. Men don't want to be berated. Men do not respond to criticism. Men do not respond to female aggression. Why? Because your aggression cannot end in violence. You do not have the capacity to knock a man to the ground. Therefore, he does not respect any of that. So what does a feminine woman do in her power, in her tool of boxes, where there's so much power she doesn't even know what to do with it? She recognizes that men will always respect consequences. Here is the problem with giving consequences, girls. Consequences often mean that we are inconvenienced too. And so we choose not to give consequences because the consequences to certain behavior might mean that you are no longer available. You are no longer accessible. But that sucks because you really like him and you want more availability. You want more access from him. You want his energy coming to you, but you are choosing to be more gentle with him. And in the same vein, you are choosing to act brutally. You are saying, well, if you don't set a date, if you invite me over to your house, instead of actually set a date, my soft boundary is going to be, oh, thank you for inviting me, but I feel so much safer and happier when I meet somebody that I hardly know out on an actual date. Or you're so silly. I love the invitation, but I just really do dating well. It makes me blush. It makes me happy. When you say that to a man and you give him that very soft, very easy boundary, but then let's say he chooses to press that boundary and say, come on then, come on, it'll be good. I'll make sure I cook for us and I get you that favorite or whatever else. You don't have to say anything because you said what you said. You said what you said. Of course you want to keep talking to him. Of course you want to keep going back and forth. But eventually, when he doesn't get a response, he's going to change the subject. And he's going to know she's not the one. She's not the one. And you did all of that by giving consequences. And maybe the consequences you give him, he might be like, oh, you think da 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 da. He might even get mad. He might get angry. He might stop talking to you for 2 or 3 weeks. That is why we don't like to give consequences. That's why we think I'm going to yell, scream, shout, guilt trip him, threaten him, and then he will change. But he doesn't. He doesn't change. You don't actually earn his emotional affection. You don't earn his emotional attachment. All you become in his head is he takes you out of potential girlfriend to the girl I'm going to play with now and again. Because, hey, she's got no respect. Because whilst you think you are trying to get your needs met, trying to be respected, you're actually showing him that you're disrespectful. And so the soft feminine woman is the kind of woman that realizes, I am going to say it sweetly and I'm going to act brutally. and it is what it is. And I am yet to see a man who does not respect that woman, who does not rise to the standard to be with that woman. The next one is curiosity over interrogation. You see, as women, we have been taught to charge because we have become so masculine. It is easier to actually ask a question than to make an accusation. One of the things that women need to truly understand about men is if you accuse him of something, he feels no need to justify himself. He feels disrespected. He feels that you don't appreciate him and the efforts that he makes. And so it's really important that you practice the art of curiosity. When a man says something that you don't like, when a man has an opinion that is not in alignment with your beliefs or your value system, when a man shows up late when he was supposed to be early, it's easier to say, it's more feminine to say, oh, what held you up? It's been quite a wait. It's easier for him to say, oh yeah, there was a car accident, or I had to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, than for you to say, you're late and I've been waiting here for almost 2-3 hours. You know, do you not respect me or something? Or I've been waiting here for 15 minutes, do you not respect me or something? That is a red flag for a man. Better to ask a curious question. Better to ask, that's really interesting. Why do you think that? What is it that brought you to that? What did you take a journey to that conclusion? What experiences have you had that have led you to conclude that? Be curious, because in that curiosity, not only are you going to enlighten your mind and get a deeper understanding of who he is, but he is going to feel seen and understood, and that you are genuinely interested in the man that he is, because these things matter to men. Third is a calm self-focus. Now let's pay attention to calm. Okay. Calm is not about I have a very super busy life and I do things and I go here and I go there. Calm is about understanding that even though I have a life I love that is juicy, I'm not going to put it in a man's face. I'm just going to go ahead and live it. I'm just going to go ahead and allow that life to inspire my decisions and my choices. I am going to go ahead and choose the best possible scenario for me. And when a man sees that you have a calm attraction to your own life, that you love the life that you've created, this is very attractive to a man. This is the feminine energy, the soft feminine energy, the soft feminine behavior that makes a man feel like, with this woman, I can be free. With this woman, I am inspired, not pressured. I know that you want to be the kind of woman that inspires a man instead of pressuring him. Come on, girl. You've been doing that stuff that you've been doing long enough. You've been yelling, screaming, shouting, trying to change him long enough. And because you've been a super good girl and you've waited till the end of this video, I am going to invite you to join my free school group, and you can learn as much as you can in that group, or have a complimentary discovery call where we'll give you a free strategy for you to work out from A to B how your strategy is going to be for 2026 dating. I'm so excited to be able to give this to you. And if you need anything else, something that you think I can teach, show you, or whatever, put it in the comment section. Let's have a discussion, and I will see you on my next video. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Love you to bits and pieces. Bye-bye now.